So, Anapa seafront, down on the beach. Actually come down here to see if I can get some tattoo removal. But they're closed today, which is a shame. So I thought I'd do a live, say hello, show you the beach on the 29th of October. I've seen a few people from Siberia. There's one there, look. That lady clearly lives in Siberia and is on holiday in Anapa because she's swimming in the sea. All the locals are wearing coats. So you can tell. The sea is 29 degrees. Sorry, no it's not. The sea is 19 degrees. Wishful thinking, I think that was. But 19 degrees. Let's have a look, see. No, don't want to do that. Play with settings. And all messages. There we go. So here we are. Blue sky-ish. Down on the seafront. Now I'm not sure how far my signal will work, but let's see if we can get down to the beach. Go for a little wander. Where are you? This is Russia. This is a town called Anapa, which is a coastal resort. Very similar to the town that I come from in the UK. On the coast of the Black Sea. About 60 miles away from Kerch and Crimea. That's where I am. But it's typical seaside resort, so it's end of season. Everything's not everything, but most things are closed now. But we've got a few boutique shops open, obligatory food. I might have to I might unplug the microphone just as I go past here, because I'm bound to get a censorship strike. Well, I might not, as it's Russian. Anyway, like I say, the tattoo shop's not open, so thought I'd just come and give you a little wander along the seafront. Go hunting for Siberians. So here the beach meets the town, quite literally. And in the winter, this is very sandy. That's obviously the winter storms blow the sand in. At the moment, we've got a lot of seaweed on the shore because it's end of season. They probably don't rake the sand like they do in the season, in summer. They'll drive a tractor along here with a rake and do it every night. So any rubbish that's been dropped or seaweed or stuff like that is all raked up. But end of season, obviously they don't bother. But there are a few jellyfish that have been blown ashore. Look at those. Size of dinner plates. Will I be going near them? No, I will not. I'm there behind you. Oh. Come and say hello. Any sex shops? God. Looks nice. Yeah, apart from the seaweed. But yeah, no, it's lovely. We love our town. It's wonderful. Struggling to see this chat, which is probably lucky for some people. But believe it or not, the sun's in my eyes. Anyhow, over there's the Marina. And lovely walkway. Well, it's a lovely walkway all the way along this seafront, to be honest. You can go that way towards Crimea, going around the bay, And we've got about 40 kilometres of sand from here, heading to Crimea. So you can go for a jolly long walk. It's a nice English saying, isn't it? Jolly long walk. Probably should put my glasses on and then I'll be able to read what you guys are saying. That might help, mightn't it? A Siberian, I spied one in their natural environment. Cormorants in the water, maybe. No, not cormorants. The hell are they? Coots, maybe. Right, here we go. Right, let's get rid of that. Goodbye. And move. Michigan, in the US. Wow, hi. Look at that, the joys of technology. Rocks, looks nice. Yeah, it is, as I said. CGA, I'm there behind you. My husband is from Russia. My wife's from Russia. Now I can say I'm from Russia. And we got rid of a couple of idiots. There's bound to be idiots that will want to come and say stuff. It's that kind of year, isn't it? Where they're staying indoors because they're bored. Want to come onto the internet, bash away at the keyboard, demonstrate their toughness. So lots of souvenir shops, bits and bobs down this end of the seafront. You can shoot for a SpongeBob if you want, or a Patrick. And this is the water park, right on the seafront, so really nice, right next to the beach. And as is often the case in the off season, they just basically take it apart and refurbish it, make sure it's working correctly, do any repairs, etc., etc. And that's what's happening at the moment. So lots of these slides are being dismantled at the moment. It's a novel idea, isn't it, for a tree? Ratchet straps. Won't be coming down, will it? Can get windy here in winter. I know, we've been here. So, yeah. I want to visit Russia someday. What can I say to that? Apart from do it. Come. It's lovely. I love this country. I love the people. Love the climate. I love the food. Yeah, I just love it here. I really do. So this is like a funfair that's always here. So it's a permanent fixture. I don't necessarily know whether it's open all year round or not. I don't think it is. That said, the big wheel's spinning. So it probably is. Is it cold there? When I first came here on the 23rd of October 2021, I was walking around in a t-shirt and shorts and I was hot and all the locals were wearing coats and I thought they were mad. I'm acclimatised to it now. So in answer to your question, yes, 17 degrees today. Blah. Positively Baltic compared to what I'm used to. But no, it's not really cold. But the more time you spend here, the more acclimatized you get. So, as I've seen throughout Russia, well, I can't say throughout Russia, that's not fair. As I have seen wherever I have been in Russia, children are catered for. There's always something for the kids, always. Whether it's parks or adventure playgrounds or things like this, kids clubs after school. There is so much here for kids. And I'll give you an example of the way Russians think about children. We had they call them masters out here, so a workman, technician, a guy coming around our house, was doing some tiling and some plumbing. He's actually a plumber. And I was on the phone to my daughter at the time. I was wandering about in the garden, as you do, and I looked round and I saw him standing there waiting, obviously, to speak to me. So I sort of ended the call with my daughter and said, look, I've got to go, I'll call you back. Alexi's waiting to speak to me. And I went over, I said, oh, I'm really sorry, I was on the phone to my daughter. And he just straight away said, did you finish the call, basically? I was, yeah, so what do you need? And he said, children are sacred. It is no problem, I'll wait. That's their attitude towards kids, which is lovely. So it really is, from what I've seen anyway, it's all about family, children, family unit. Very common to find houses or families with their older parents living with them, which is something that we're horrified of in the UK. It's like, oh my God, the in-laws, or as we call them, the outlaws. But here, no, very normal. Crime is so low here compared to the US. I mean, I've never been to the US, so I don't like commenting on something unless I have first-hand experience. But all I can say is, yeah, I see a lot of news reports from multiple different channels, and what I see horrifies me. I can tell you that I've got lots of friends that used to go to the US every year, and one of my friends went about 8 months ago to Chicago, and he said that's his last visit to the US, and he goes every year and has done for about 15 years. But he says no, it's, don't want to elaborate because, like I say, I haven't experienced it for myself, but he said never again. So, I kind of get that, speaking from my own hometown. It isn't what it used to be, not by any stretch. A few Formula One cars chucked on the wall, why not? Usher, baby. How does an African American woman fight against crimes? What? It sounds like that should have a punchline. Chicago needs to be prayed for. Yeah. Well, from what he was saying, I would say prayers are a minimum. He'd been to Chicago a few times before, and this time he just said never again. He really was, well, felt very unsafe. Let's put it like that. But yeah, here I am, an Englishman wandering around a seaside resort in southern Russia. So this is a local government building. Fountains are flowing. They'll be turned off soon because of the winter. And at night, these are all lit up and they're playing music, and the fountains dance to the music. It's really cool. Right, Kitty, I'm sorry. Bye bye. So pretty. Yeah, it is. It really is. Um, we're lucky we're in a wine region, so not only have we got the benefits of a resort town and the beach, which is a lovely beach, really is, but in our village, which is just outside of Napa, we're surrounded by vineyards. So we've got lots and lots of places to go and buy wine, which we do, lots. um, the wine here is well exceptional. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm not talking about £500 a bottle of wine where the connoisseur sips it and spits it out and goes, "Oh, it's bloody marvellous." I'm just talking about, the average person having a glass of wine over dinner. Here, for us, £2, £3 a bottle, and it's lovely. It's not like battery acid. And champagne the same. Really, really cheap, but lovely. I'm not a champagne drinker, or I wasn't until I came here. Now we'll probably have a bottle a week. Again, because, one, it's extremely affordable, and two, it's really nice. So, here we are. I'll have a little wander around the fountains, and then I'll head on back down towards the sea, down there. As you can see, everything's immaculately kept. And I won't zoom in, but over there you've got a board behind those people just across there, and another one that side, and that is a board showing the government officials. So you've got a face to a name. So they're not all hiding like perhaps they do in other countries. UK, got a bad cough. They're here in plain sight. So you know who the local official is, what they do. You know their name. It's quite nice, isn't it? Quite novel. Now, I wonder how far I am away from the Greek ruins. Little wander. Yeah, we've got to walk through the square. Let's do that. Any of you guys read this? I can't. It's so nice. Yes, it is. And Santiago Mendes. This is Russia. Yeah, indeed. Wow, that place is very well maintained. Church of Dr. Phil. Nice. Love that name. Yeah, it is. Western movies don't do them justice. True story. In fact, here's a little task for you, just to show you the programming that you've had over decades. And this isn't a political channel. I'm not going to be political, apart from this one rant, maybe two a bit later on. But anyhow, if you're talking about movies, have a look at any Hollywood action movie over the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, maybe even longer. I haven't really been studying it, but I did notice this quite a few months ago. You will see that the Russians are always portrayed in Hollywood action movies, and they're always portrayed in one way: gangsters, criminals, and they're always the losers. They always lose, and they're always portrayed as being unnice people. It's funny how, out of all the countries in the world, it has to be Russia every time. Does that not make you wonder? It does me. Anyhow, this is like a little craft section. Lots of stalls here, little market stalls. Most of them are closed at the moment, but in the evening they're all lit up and all open. And there, for my McDonald's fans, was where you used to go to McDonald's. And now you go to Tasty Full Stop. Same thing, same building. Thank you, McDonald's. Very nice of you to pull out of Russia. Russians are still enjoying that kind of fast food. Just got a different name. Same food though. So that worked well, didn't it? Sanctions, baby. Gotta love them, haven't you? Another epic fail. Somewhere I'll never see in person. Good to see it before I commit suicide. Okay. Don't know why you'd want to say that. Why on earth would anyone commit suicide in this day and age just because they haven't opened their mouth and spoken? No excuse for it. Speak to somebody. Talk. People don't talk, which is why the world's in the state that it is. Lack of communication is always the problem. It's always the issue behind the problem. It's lack of communication. How much are Russians paying you for propaganda? Hi, Steve. So just before I delete you, I'll answer your question. Nothing. Well, let's put it like this. According to morons that come out with crap like that, I must be owed millions because all I do is wander around where I live in Russia, showing where I live. If that's propaganda, well, I'm owed millions. Still waiting. I haven't had the check yet. Who knows? Maybe I'll be abducted, eh? Disappear to some Siberian salt mine. Because that's what a lot of Western fools think. So, let's get rid of you. Bye-bye. And gone. It doesn't have a great tint to it. So, I only know two sayings when I read them. One is thank you, and the other is how are you? So, thank you, spasiba. No, that's pujausta is thank you. Spasiba. No, spasiba is thank you. Pujausta is please. God, dear. And Kakdila. How are you? What town is this? Tatiana Burton. This is Anapa, the coast of the Black Sea. Russia has always been the boogeyman to America. The American government needs a boogeyman to scare the people. Listen, the best way to keep any population controlled is through fear, followed by economy. But generally, it's fear. So, yeah. China owns a lot of Hollywood movie production companies. No China bashing in the movies. Hey. What part of that beautiful country are you in? I'm in the south. I am 60 miles from Crimea. So if you were to believe Western, I'm going to use Steve's word, Western propaganda, you would think that I am living in a war zone and I must be dodging bullets and missiles. Local stunt crew. But no, funnily enough, I'm not. So I'm 60 miles from Crimea on the coast of the Black Sea, looking across the sea to Turkey, which is several miles that way. The CIA pays a lot of the productions in Hollywood. So, hey guys, I wouldn't know. All I can tell you is just go and look. Now I've said that. If you haven't thought about it, put on a Hollywood action film tonight and see. Put on John Wick or I don't know, whatever, and see. In fact, it doesn't even have to be an action film. I went to watch a film the other day, and it wasn't. I think it was called Figures, and I started watching it, and it wasn't very long into it before a sheriff started, making fun of Russia, and it was like, it's just standard now. It's just a standard narrative. So yeah, probably any film you can watch now. Your husband is English, and we live near Moscow. Well, you're about 2,400 kilometres away from me then, Tatiana. Say hello to your husband for me. What part of England does he come from? What do you say about food culture? Um, in general, as in around the world, or are you specific to here? What do I think of Russian food? Um, some I love, some I'm not so keen on. I can't do the herring in a fur coat. I don't know what it's called. Somebody Russian will tell me, I'm sure. I just can't do it. To me, it's a little bit too fishy. I don't mind it as a bit on the side, but Russians will eat it as a meal, and it's just not for me. But I've got Western tastes; it will take a while. But generally, the food here is amazing. The quality of the food, for a start. I mean, as I said, we live in a wine region, surrounded by vineyards and hills, and most of the things we eat are grown in the hills around us. So we have regular, every day, there's a farmer's market somewhere around us with fresh produce. Most Russians grow their own food in the back garden. The ground here is amazing. Put a stick in the ground and it will grow. So in our back garden, we've got plum tree, which will not die, despite many attempts of me chopping the thing down, running it over with tractors, ripping it out the ground. Still, it lives. I butchered it again a couple of months ago, just because I thought it's got to be dead now. So I chopped it all to death and put a little house in it for the cats. Damn thing's growing again. It's insane. Stuff grows here. It's just unbelievable. But we've got a peach tree in the back garden. We had loads of peaches off it. Cherry trees. So the ground here is phenomenal for growing. Right. Mitten, what is allowed and disallowed in Hollywood? Can you name things? Propaganda scene? Oh, look at that pleasant person. A564. Supporter of war, criminal, fascist. I don't support the West. I don't support anybody, government wise. Why should you support governments unless they're good for you? Government's job is to do the bidding of the people. Does your government do that? Does it? Really? What are your taxis like? I don't mean the ones that take you from A to B. It's always a brain dead that comes out with something like that, isn't it? You just know they're sat in their bedroom, bashing away at the keyboard, scared of their own shadow, waiting for mummy to shout up the stairs and tell them that dinner's ready. In the meantime, they're going to be a superhero. Supporter of war, criminal, fascist. Good grief. Anyhow, he's had his fun. Bye bye. What's the temperature over there? 17 degrees today. The sea is 19 degrees. Um, oh, no, Joe. Oh, you butt hurt. Oh, pop it. Oh. It's funny how people come in the chat that's clearly for Russian, not for Russians. It's definitely not a chat for Russians, but it's by an Englishman in Russia. So clearly it's Russian orientated. And they want to come in and just talk rubbish. There we go. So Nuju, bye bye. Well, I suppose I should go and find the wife because I lost her. I know that's careless of me. You can lose your phone or your wallet, but you shouldn't really lose your wife, should you? Hollywood only shows anti-US propaganda, blaming the USA for starting few wars. Where you see, well, if you think of any war or conflict currently ongoing in the world, and tell me that the US isn't involved, can you? It's just a question, but can you? In US history, was it 250 odd years that the US has been the United States of America? I'm not sure. I'm not up on their history, to be honest. It's about 250 years, isn't it? And they've been at war for something like 236 of them. What does that tell you? Again, it's a question. What does that honestly tell you? It tells me that it's a warring nation. I'm not directing about the people. I'm talking about the administration that runs it. And it tells me that it's a warring nation. It tells me that it's based on war in one way, shape, or form, whether that is the military industrial complex or the politics or whatever. It seems to be orientated around war. And when a country is in financial trouble, they tend to produce stuff that earns them money. And war and media go hand in hand. It's worth a thought. Hey, Furby, I'll catch up with you in a minute. Yeah, just yesterday we were watching Endeavour, and even then, yeah, it is. It's just constant. Once you know, now that's, most of you probably know already. I'm just a bit backwards, but if you don't, next time you're watching any Hollywood film, just watch it, but in the back of your mind, see how long it is before Russia is mentioned in a bad light, whether it's a Russian gangster or a Russian thief or Russian drug dealer or something or other. Russians will always be portrayed in a bad light. And as I said before, there's a lot of countries in the world far, far, far worse than Russia. And yet it's Russia that's portrayed as the bad guy. It's subliminal programming, that's what it is. Once you're aware of it, you'll notice it. It's a bit like buying a new car, driving it around your town and going, oh, I bought this new car. I haven't seen any others. And then as soon as you buy it, that's all you see. Lots and lots of cars the same as yours, and going, car, until I bought my car, I never saw any more, and now I see them all the time. It's because you notice it. So now you're aware of it. Look for it. Rolling on the floor laughing. I watched a Rogan, and he talked about how Hollywood changed the historic fight. They changed one character from a famous black Canadian into a Russian for a movie. Yeah, absolutely. Because the narrative from the administration down through the media is Russia must look bad. You've all been programmed over the last 2.5 years to hate Russia. I know that for a fact because I came here in October 2021, and this is a tourist town, and there were lots of Westerners here. Nobody was hating on Russia then. But you've all been programmed. Not all of you. Some of you have got brains. Some of you have got enough sense to actually do your own research and not watch mainstream media. But if you do watch mainstream media for your, in inverted quotes, news, then, well, you might be lost. I hope not. Go and do some research. Go and look some stuff up. Not just believe what's coming out of your TV box in the corner of the room, because 99% of it will be absolute garbage. And I can speak like that because I've seen it. I watch it. I did watch it. I don't watch it anymore. I go and find my own news a lot. Spend a lot of time on the internet researching stuff because I don't ever want to be in a position where I don't know what I'm talking about. And if I don't, I will say I have no idea. But I spent a lot of time researching about Russia, not its history, but just why, where it is now. Anyhow, there we go. Said I wasn't going to be political. Country born from war lives in war. Yeah, well, yeah, it's not a bad saying. Yeah. 90% of the time, the US has been at war with another country or back in a war in other nations. There you go. So many squares. What? These squares? Yeah. This is the centre of the town, really. Look at this for a view. You walk down through the town from the main building where the fountains are and your McDonald's, and this is what you're walking towards. It's absolutely gorgeous. Where are you? I'm in Anapa. Anapa. So not Anapa. Anapa. Spelled Ahana if you use the Russian Cyrillic language. That's what it looks like to us Westerners. See my alphabet video if you're not sure what I'm talking about. It'll make perfect sense. Looks like Minecraft. But they did not still, oh god. There's another idiot talking absolute garbage. Again, if you're going to come on start talking about current conflict, I'm not interested. From either side, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. All I will say is go and do some research, not go and watch the telly box. Just research, proper research, your own. Get both sides of the story. Anapa, this is where I am. No, Russia didn't invade Ukraine. It's not an invasion. Can't be bothered to explain the difference. Can't be bothered to explain the legal terms between a special military operation, an anti-terrorist operation, and a war. They are legal terms, not just words in a dictionary. As I say, people don't do any research, do they? Krasnodar. Look at those little cars. Which ones? The ones back there. Yeah, they're for kids. Every square that I've ever been to, there are these little electric cars, which obviously you've got to pay for, but they're for the kids. The kids just jump in them, and they're not penned in. You know, there's not a fence around them. They just drive them around anywhere. They've all got little GPS trackers on them. It's great. Same with electric scooters. They're everywhere. You just walk up to one, jump on it, scan the QR code, and away you go. Town square, taken literal here. Yeah, it is. I mean, this whole seafront, like I say, we've got about a kilometre that way before the sort of seafront ends, and it's just straight onto the sand, and it's just sand all the way around. But if you go this way, all the way along the top, and I've done a few videos, so maybe go and have a look at them. The coastal walk here is just breathtaking. It's stunning, really beautiful. This is Russia. Oh, there's somebody else that's butt hurt. Tellurium. Oh, pop it. Furby, which one's a troll bot? Look at his name. Which one? Seem to get a few. What time of day is it there? It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon here now. 1:58 to be exact. So we are now 3 hours ahead of the UK, because the UK has just had the end of British summertime, so the clocks have gone backwards 1 hour, which is always the signal of winter in the UK. But here in Russia, the time doesn't change, so you don't have summertime. It doesn't move forward an hour or back an hour. Alex, hello, good afternoon, my friend. Fancy being an admin, Alex? Let me know on Telegram if you're still watching. If not, I'll send you a message. I think we share similar viewpoints and values. Black Sea is beautiful. It is indeed. My husband used to live in Magadan. Do you know what? I've no idea where that is. Really sorry. 11,000 kilometres. That'll be why I've no idea where it is. Holy smokes. Russia's a big place. And I know a lot of Americans, they they're living in a big country. America is big. So is Australia, big countries. If you think that Russia is twice the size of America and something like 66 or 68 times the size of the UK, it's staggering. It really is. I mean, the region that we live in, which is like a UK district, if you like, Krasnodarsky Krai, it's like a UK county, if you want to do like a comparison. Our region alone, the UK would fit in, or England would fit in, just into our region. It is truly staggering, and you won't ever get an understanding of the size of the place unless you visit. And it's got every climate and I think 11 time zones. So I think it's the only place in the world that you can time travel. So you can actually arrive somewhere before you left because of the time zones. There's another useless piece of information. Furby, my YouTuber username. Yeah. 7 a.m. on east coast of USA. Hi USA, 188 of you watching. Christ, have you not got homes to go to? Must be a working day, surely. Some of you are on salary, aren't you? You are, aren't you? Yeah. While the boss is away, the mice will play. I'm so relieved we don't change time. I forget what day of the week it is. So I'm relieved that I don't change time, or we don't change time here. How much money do you think I should have to move there on a shared values visa? Lady of the Manor, hello. Billy, how much to put radiators in my house? Quite a pedantic answer, I know. But it literally is the same. Impossible question. Where do you want to move to? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? It's an impossible question to answer, Billy. If you join my Telegram group, at the top of the chat group, there is a document, PDF document, where myself and a fellow subscriber called Alex prepared a document based on living costs in Russia. Some of them are absolutely cast iron factual, like land taxes and tax for your vehicles and stuff like that, and others are variable depending on region. But what I would say, if you're looking to move to Russia and you haven't seen my channel, make sure the first thing you do, and I'm the only one saying this, everybody else will give you a different opinion, but for me, I'm saying the first thing you must do if you're looking to move to Russia is look at the climate. What climate do you want to live in? Now, some people have said the first thing you must do is get a job, and then that will dictate where you live. Yeah, but what if that job is in a climate that is so ridiculously hot that you can't stand it because you're used to 20 degrees and it's 45? What if it's the opposite? You're used to 45 degrees and it's minus 50. How long are you going to put up with that? So I'm sorry, I don't agree with first thing is job. In Russia, there's next to zero unemployment. So a job really isn't your first priority. Your first priority is shelter, and that shelter should be in a region where the climate is favourable to you. And you've got to remember, in Russia, every single climate is available here. So that's my advice. That's your starting point. Work out what climate you want to live in. Then you can narrow down the regions that offer that climate. And then you can narrow down the districts within that region, and then the towns and cities within those districts. And then you can start thinking about where to live. That will then start to dictate your cost of living. Because if you want to move to the centre of Moscow, your costs are going to be different to mine down here on the coast of the Black Sea. So, yeah, Magadan's far north. Yeah, it is. 10 p.m. in Australia. Spider bite. It's a good name for Australia. Well done. Epic. I admire you Australians. I really do. because the grip strength that you guys have got in your feet, it just staggers me. What's it like hanging upside down all day? I mean, I suppose you get used to it if that's what you. I mean, bats do it, don't they? I suppose it's something you get used to, but I mean, it's always staggered me. It's always puzzled me, Naz, how you guys manage to hold on so well. Did you go for a walk while the wife shopped? No, the wife's not shopped. She's probably sat somewhere, being very bored. Tatiana, either I'm too old or mine 34. Spider bite, thanks. You went, yeah, see? Back to the Future. You work night shift. Oh, see, there's that horrible word, that four-letter word that people throw around, and oh, I just, oh, makes me cringe. Work. Natalia, hi. It's a beach in Russia. So spider bite. I don't know how far behind the chat I am, so bear with me. But that is a beach in Russia. It's not the beach, because the coast of the Black Sea is pretty big, and that's just one coastline. Obviously, we've got lots of coastlines here in Russia. A little while ago, I was at the beach at the Sea of Azov, or the Azov Sea. Again, if you're to believe Western media, that's disputed war territory, and yeah, you couldn't possibly be there. Well, I was all day sunbathing with the family. It's a lovely beach. It's made up entirely of shells, no sand. It's the whole beach is just seashells, small seashells. Amazing. What town I lived in the UK? So I lived on the southeast part of the UK, in a town called Eastbourne, in East Sussex. Far south as you can go without getting wet, is where I used to tell people. How cold is it where you live? 17 degrees today, 29th of October. Yeah, it's very pleasant today. Cloudy, overcast, but blue skies, clouds, no rain. Yay for Vlad. USD is being devalued big time. Yeah, it has been for a long time. That's completely standard practice. That's what happens with fiat currency. Fiat currency being your dollars, your foldable notes that you put in your pocket. All currency devalues. And the world economy changes the way that it transacts every 100-ish years, roughly. Our latest iteration will be cryptocurrency. Before people start screaming and shouting, do some research. It's already built. It's all done. Built in the background. Systems are already running. They're all running around screaming, oh, Russia's doing this and China's doing that. And no, go and have a look at your own country. Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Euro. America not so great. But corrupt politicians tend to try and stop stuff where they're earning money from. And the banking system is one place they earn money from. So we're a little bit behind with the crypto world. But that's all on purpose. SEC lawsuits. Gotta love them, haven't you? But never mind. Yeah, can't read Russian. So you can get away with saying whatever you want in Russian. Most bats are in Sydney. Are they? Elite trader, nice to see you. We are a rare breed, special talents, so we don't fall off. Love it. Well done. I thought, well, I can't understand Russian. I can't understand Russian either. No, I was going to say I'm getting better. That's just balls. That's just bollocks. I'm not. I'm trying, but it's freaking hard. Here in Moscow region, it's lovely climate. Summer is summer, winter is winter. Yeah, but there's winter and there's winter. If you come from the UK, winter involves being a bit cold and wet and a bit damp. Here in Moscow, it gets to like minus 20 something. We read about that in books in the UK. It's not something we ever experience. Santiago, you have hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what you will find in Russia. Everybody doing their own business, minding their own business. They're not in your face, who you are, what you're doing, you know, hassling you, generally being a pain in the arse. Everybody keeps themselves to themselves. And I think that's a lot of misrepresentation. A lot of people misunderstand Russians. I did when I first came here, most definitely. You think because they keep themselves to themselves, they're quiet, then they're stoic and rude almost, but that's not the case. They don't involve themselves in other people's business. But if you talk to them, they'll talk to you. Absolutely. And they'll help you as well. Complete strangers. What's the temperature there? 17 degrees today. Water is 19 degrees, so it's warmer in the sea than it is out. Yeah, so no surf. I mean, it's not a storm, so very flat. But it's one of the shallowest entry seas that I've ever visited. So it literally is so lovely for kids. Such a lovely beach for family because it's just really, really shallow. You can walk out sort of 50 yards and be up to your knees. That's all. Whereas where I came from, if you walked out 50 yards, you'd be drowning and some. But here, no, you can literally walk out 40 or 50 yards, 40 or 50 meters, and still only be up to your knees. It's a really, really gradual, shallow, sandy bottom. It's wonderful. Lovely for kids. Karelia, near St. Petersburg. Here too. Yeah, indeed, I've heard. That's the thing. If you research Russia, you will just be staggered. But the trouble is, nobody does. But if you do, it's stunningly beautiful. It really is such a beautiful place, such a beautiful country. And that's why I say research. You know, if your plan is to come to Russia on holiday or your plan is to move, research the climate first, because you could pick a region and have, you know, all sorts of dramas with climate if you get it wrong. And if you get it right, you will live the dream. I was in Turkish beach and I'm from Russia. Yeah, well, Turkey is there. So, Istanbul, about there. Is that a power line in the sand? No, it's lights. This thing here. No, it's lights. You'll have to stay tuned till Christmas. I'll come and do a beach video down here at Christmas because the beach is turned Christmassy with loads and loads of installations and lights and all sorts, as is the town. It's beautiful here at Christmas time. Really is beautiful. But these are lights, so people can walk along the beach at night. We visited Eastbourne by boat. We had our yacht in Lowestoft. Oh, Lowestoft, yeah, I've been there. I've been around the Norfolk Broads on a boat. Privyet. There's thousands of fruit bats or flying foxes in Victoria too. Yeah, I love them. I think they're awesome. Seen them in a zoo. Can you hear my best American accent? God, I haven't really got an American accent. And again, you know, America's a big place. Lots of different accents, isn't there? So I'll leave that to the experts. If you want to see a redneck American, then visit my friend's channel, Venkor, Venkor. He's a proper redneck living in Sochi. And lovely guy, really cracking guy, and just turns out loads and loads of videos. Recently did a road trip from St. Petersburg to Sochi in his truck. Got an big American F-150 truck. But yeah, cracking guy, lovely videos. He's just done a video up in the hills in Sochi. I'm halfway through watching it. Looks really cool. So yeah, check out his channel, VEN space KOR. No, Anapa, not Sochi. Many Americans migrated there. I haven't seen any. I think there's a Canadian in our village. Do you like jalapenos and spicy food? Hell yes. Do your best Aussie accent. G'day, mate. Throw another shrimp on the barbie. Foster's the amber nectar. What was that? Do you remember that advert? I'm probably too old. Wallabra Wonga. It's Aboriginally for sheep dip. There you go. There you go, Furby. Thank you. Redneck Ven. So at RDNKVEN. That's Ven's channel. Great channel. Great guy. Oh, there you go, Alex. So join our Telegram group. Say our. Join my Telegram group. The Plastic Russian on Telegram. There's two groups. There's the channel where I tend to post links to latest videos and stuff like that. And then there's a side shoot to that, which is the chat. So look for that. You can find it if you go to the channel and then look at the top where it says discuss. Click on that and that'll take you to the chat group. Or you can type in the Plastic Russian in Telegram and then find the chat group from there. Join it if you want to know anything about Russia. If you're going to be abusive and a dick, you won't be in there long. So kind of pointless. You'll get 30 seconds of being a hero, and then after that you look like a zero. So pointless. But if you want to ask anything about Russia, about an Englishman living in Russia, it's a great place. There are some very, very, very knowledgeable people in my group. I'm really proud of it. Really, really proud of it. Some really good people in there. And I've seen lots and lots of people get answers to questions relating to Russia in all manner, in all shapes and sizes. Alex himself is highly intelligent and very, very knowledgeable guy. So please join the Telegram group if you've got any questions. Paul Hogan, yeah, he's dead, isn't he? Is he? 5 out of 10. Oh, spider bite, thanks. Van had a Texan friend in his last video. Yes, Tracy. Yes, Paul Hogan did indeed. Making jalapeno poppers for the first time ever. I'll let you know how it goes. Making them in the air fryer. Nice. Make sure you get some sour cream to dip them in. Lady of the Manor, thank you. Wow, you've been away for a few weeks and channel's doing so well. Yeah, it's growing organically, I guess. Furby, is your name Scott and are you from Kentucky? Is it true they like American accents? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Again, I only ever speak about my experience in Russia and from the places that I visit in the region that I live in. I can't speak about anything else with any knowledge or accuracy, so I try not to. So generalizations I try not to do, and you do, you end up saying something and generalizing, but I try and correct myself when I do. So I just speak about stuff that I know about, really. But I found that I wouldn't say people like my accent, although I've had some comments on YouTube that people love my English accent. But what has surprised me and shocked me and humbled me many times here is how warm and friendly people have been to me. Given the current situation, you have to understand, coming from where I come from in the UK, I came here before this started and made a commitment to, to wanting to be here, and then obviously followed that through. And coming here, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, okay, I'll have to watch what I say, where I say. And it just hasn't been the case at all. Everybody has been wonderful. Our local shops, they're so lovely to me and they're so helpful. It really has been very humbling coming here. Really has. I like Putin. Have you met him? New Oz. Wow, I'd love to meet him. He looks like a mega interesting guy. Really, really knowledgeable about Russian history and world affairs. I'd love to sit down and have dinner with him. So you're so lucky that you've met Putin. Wow. Hogs is alive, is he? Is he? Finally. Maybe, oh, it's Steve Irwin I'm thinking of, isn't he? That was sad, wasn't it? Dear, oh dear. And what a way to die. Jesus Christ, man. No, that's South African I went into then. Jesus bloody Christ, man. Yeah. What a way to die. Barb from a stingray through the heart. Christ almighty. You'd never have betted against that, would you? For that. Lady of the Manor. It's Lisa, by the way. I've just changed my name. Ah, yes, you've been AWOL, haven't you? You've been absent without leave. Dear, dear. I wonder what happened to you. Hope everything's all right, sweetheart. I love Vlad. Do you know what? I think a lot of people respect the guy around the world, despite all the the propaganda and bullshit. Let's face it, everything is Putin's fault. In fact, my wife was telling me some news from the UK. Here, listen to this one. This is how absolutely ridiculous it is. Some cheese was stolen in London. And I'm not talking a bit of cheese, I'm talking 22 tons of cheese have been stolen. Okay? Elite cheese. And it has been blamed on the Russians. That apparently that cheese has been stolen and will be heading its way to Russia. I mean, that's how pathetic it is. It really is. And I'll tell you what's more pathetic is that there are people out there that still read a newspaper anyway. I mean, do you read a newspaper? Any of you guys watching? I mean, if you do read a newspaper, I think you want your head looking at, because all it's good for is wrapping up fish and chips or lighting a fire. It ain't any good for anything else. But yeah, to come out with crap like that, it's just pathetic. It really is. They're going to get stuffed with cream and wrapped in half pack. Turn it in, Delta. I've just eaten as well. Just had a nice gyro. Kentucky ballistics related joke. Oh, no idea what that is. The only good thing from Kentucky is bourbon. Northwest Florida, we call it LA Lower Alabama. Yorktown. Did you learn Russian or you already knew it? Um, I could lie, but I just don't. It's just not in my character. So I don't lie. I really, really, really wish I could and tell you, yeah, but no. So both of that. Did I learn Russian? No. Do I already know Russian? No. I'm trying. I'm picking up bits. If you join my channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and look for my alphabet video. Look at that. Well, you can't look at that because I'm not showing you. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. I would show you, but it's a thing. It's a thing of mine. I don't do it. I don't point the camera in the sky. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel. Look for the alphabet video. You'll see my take on the Russian alphabet. It might make sense. I've had so many people comment on that video. Southwestern Siberia. Yes, you are, Alex. Can you speak any Russian at all? Ask for a coffee or where's the loo? Well, toilet. That's Russian for toilet. It's the same, luckily. Coffee is cafe. So yes. Da, нет, привет, пока, здравствуйте, спасибо, спасибо большое, пожалуйста. There's a few words I can tickle my way through. But my best phrase, sorry, my only phrase is извините, пожалуйста, я английский, я не говорю по-русски. And that means, please excuse me, I'm English, I can't speak Russian. It's a very useful phrase I found. A gentleman yesterday thought I was Russian, and I told him I wasn't Russian, and he was really surprised. He said, well, you look like a Russian, which I took as a compliment, to be honest. Been on holiday, how are you? I am 1-9 superfine, everything's good. We need a message. Been through the mill a little bit. I'll tell you privately. But we're all good now. We're all good. Not the cheese. Yeah, the king's cheese. Russian land and its resources are for Russia. And that's why the West hates him. Yeah. Russia is the only country in the world that is completely self-sufficient. There's another useless piece of information for you. Maybe not so useless. Might give you an inkling as to what's going on. Yes, British media is beyond a joke. Do you miss a good fish and chips? There are some things I miss. I miss Marmite. My regulars will now start laughing. I'm obsessed with Marmite, mainly because I can't get it. So I miss Marmite. I miss a horrible, dirty English doner kebab. You can't get them out here. You know what I mean. The elephant leg in the window. I miss that. It's horrible. Very unhealthy, but I miss it. Out here, unfortunately, they believe in serving up good quality meat. So you get chicken and you get shashlik and stuff, but no elephant leg. So I miss that. Fish and chips? Not really. And I'll tell you why. I eat more healthily now. When I first came here, I was a bit, I can't get fish and chips, I can't get kebab, blah, blah. But now I eat a lot more healthy. And by healthy, I mean quality of food wise, not, I haven't turned into a veggie. We all know what vegan means. It's an old Native American Indian word meaning bad hunter. So I'm not one of those. But I am thinking of trying it, to be fair. But anyhow, I digress, as I often do. Since being here, I haven't changed my lifestyle. For example, I still eat kebabs, but they're just different over here. Chicken kebab or shashlik or something, they're different. So I still eat what I used to eat, apart from fish and chips, although we still have fish and we still have chips, but not the traditional British way. Anyway, just by changing the quality of the food that I now eat, I have lost in weight, dum drum roll please, 17 kilos. Yeah, 17 kilos. Remarkable. And I'm not, I'm not exercising unless the wife's dragging me around somewhere, making me walk somewhere, which she tries to do a lot. But that's just for a change in food. I still eat chocolate, I still drink beer, I still drink wine. But the food we eat here isn't GMO'd. You haven't seen a newspaper in a couple of years. You're very lucky. Burn them. 6 pages, yeah. Yeah, Putin, a great cheese thief. Yeah, I'd love to meet Vladimir Putin because I've got this picture in my mind of Vladimir Putin based on obviously all the stories and all the things that he's guilty of, according to Western media. And my picture is that he's 200 feet high, made of solid titanium, and that titanium is in liquid alloy that's able to morph into any shape, and he can teleport, and he's completely invincible, completely indestructible. And I just think it'd be really cool to meet him if that's who he is. Because if you believe Western media, that would be the picture that you have the man, because he is responsible, apparently, for everything. One man. I think it's staggering that one man is responsible. He must be God, but just with a different name. Think about it. They say that God is everywhere and is responsible for everything. Well, I beg to differ. According to the media, it's Vladimir Putin. Maybe that's his new name. Interesting. I've got a puzzled look on my face now, wondering if this is the case. Because Putin is blamed for it. No, hang on. I'm not good with religion, so bear with me. There's Satan as well, isn't there? Satan is responsible for all the bad stuff, isn't he? But it depends on what religion. Because there's something like 3,000 known deities and gods in the world, isn't there? So it depends which one you happen to believe in. As Ricky Gervais said, just convenient you happen to be born in the right country with the right God. Interesting. But yeah, no, Putin's responsible for everything. I mean, truly remarkable man. There might be a UFO, yeah. There was a little while ago. Unidentified frying object. I ate it. It was lovely. Funny man, thank you. So, do most Russians know English? Do you know what? Embarrassingly, yes. And I'll tell you the other thing. Most Russians, are more than capable of speaking English and understanding it, but they don't because they're, I won't say embarrassed, but they don't think that their level of English is good enough, and they don't get a chance to practice it. Case in point, we went to breakfast over there a few weeks ago, over that way, over by the Marina a few weeks ago, and the young waiter that served us spoke perfect English, and he was sort of, very tentative about it, and I said, honestly, don't be embarrassed. I'm in your country. I should be embarrassed. And I'm not here as a tourist. I live here. Told him where we lived. I said, but your English is amazing. And he was, oh, thank you. We went to a vineyard, one of my vineyard videos. And again, the lady in there spoke fluent English. So yes, that happens a lot. Petrol pump attendant went into a petrol station, and the guy was sweeping up around the petrol pumps and helping people with petrol, and spoke perfect English. Staggering. But I think for Russians, learning English is, trust me, if you can speak Russian, you can speak any bloody language. Because if you're clever enough to speak Russian, English is for children. It's child's play. Food for thought. Sorry, Tatiana, could be. I can't speak Russian. I know Russia. No, won't try. Food for thought. Water is measured level. Gas pressure requires a container. We don't live on a globe. Space is fake. Look into it, please. Wow. Okay. The Earth is flat. So I know the tide doesn't go in and out. Do you know that? The Earth rotates in and out of the water. Hence the reason the tide goes up and down. Hi, honey. Oh, you want to go home, sweetie? Oh, you might be going soon. Wife's getting bored. Nice live stream. Lots of people. Yeah, Russell. Sorry, but the Russells. Food for thought. Yeah, great. I think Poland is also self-sufficient. Really, really. Yeah, no. Marmite. He always mentions it. I do. It's a true story, Furby. I always mention Marmite. Oh, more Russian. Can't read it. We have Vegemite. See, I'm yet to try Vegemite. Lots of people have told me, oh, it's the same as Marmite. And every time you mention that to an Australian, they get the right ump. It's not the bloody same. Completely bloody different, cobber. Is that any better? British Bullshit Corporation. Yeah, the British Bias Corporation, I call it. Have you had a sweet tea, like a cold sweet tea? Favourite drink I recommend you do? Yes, lots. Tea is a really, really big thing in Russia. Big. Everybody drinks tea, all different sorts of teas. Shops everywhere selling loose tea. So you can blend your own, make all sorts. And literally, if you like tea, come to Russia. Amazing. As is sushi. Yeah, I'll say that again. Sushi. Really, really popular here. My name is Sir Morris. I also would love to stay in Russia one day. Cool. I cook fish and chips every Friday. No trouble there. Well, there is. It's Friday. What's wrong with Thursday, or better still, Tuesday? Drop that typical pommy diet. It's not really very healthy. Christmas is Marmite. Newsflash. Who would have thunk? Indeed. Look at you with your who would have thunk. Bloody hell, Alex. English and American food is very dodgy. Shit, in fact. Not when you live in England. It's wonderful. I think it's fantastic. It's completely shit, but you don't realise it when you live there because it's normal. Smallish man, big brain. Putin. Yeah. Do you like? No, I do not like buckwheat. Can't make your husband eat it. Yeah. Well, me and him are on the same wavelength. I'll tell you what buckwheat is, shall I? It is processed cardboard. That's what it is. No, I will not be convinced of anything else. Like a Terminator, he's much, much bigger than a Terminator. A Terminator just, did a little bit of destruction here and there. I mean, if you believe what they say about Vladimir Putin, he's guilty of everything. And now he's been nicking cheese. And he trains animals, attack animals. Remember the attack dolphins, the attack squirrels? Remember he trained dolphins to go and put mines on boats and squirrels to attack and eat through wiring. And do you remember all of that? Amongst all the other bullshit. Food might not be the greatest, but we are too busy ruling the world. Yeah, yeah, not anymore. This person has some psychological issues, I guess. Oh, thanks. It's the nicest thing you said to me. Would you like to elaborate? Or better still, be a grown up, have a conversation. Join my Telegram group, Humming Silence. It's an oxymoron if ever I heard one. Join my Telegram group, have a proper conversation like an adult. We are the gods, it's all of us. They swap the good with the bad. Beware of us. Oh, is this Yalta or Crimea? Neither. Yalta is in Crimea, I understand. It's neither. It is 60 miles along the coast from Crimea. So Crimea is, let me get my bearings, there. No, there. Somewhere about there, I think. Where's the, oh, I can't, there. That's Crimea, over there. Oh yeah, there you go, Alex. See, I was right. I live in Simferopol. That is in Crimea. Hi, I'm going to wave at you now, Doc Sharkey. Can you see me waving? Simferopol. That's Crimea, isn't it? Sir Morris, nice to meet you. Are you talking about us? Is he even reading chat? No. I heard the earth swells, not turns. Maybe it twists. No. The gravitational pull of the moon is what affects the tides. So you all know that the moon affects the tides. Well, the reason it affects is as the moon influences its gravity, we are actually living in egg-shaped sea, and the earth rotates in and out of the egg shape. So that's why the tide comes in and out, apparently. Londonstein. Rainy girl. No, I don't like Marmite. How dare you? Asba Russian confirm about the sushi. Yeah. Hello, brother. Today is Diwali festival in India. I wish you all and everything you want. Spread love. Rex, thank you. Good day to you. Too many worms in raw fish. Sushi kills. Yeah, see, I eat chicken sushi. I'm British. Bear with me. Also cautious about worms. I started eating it less. Don't come here, it's very warm. Isn't it almost flavourless? What? Sushi with soy sauce is yummy. It is. Salty sauce always makes a difference. Gorilla squirrels, yeah. Like Aussie drop bears. You're only allowed to criticise my English in Russian. Bliet. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I don't like politics. I don't know what rubbish you were talking about. Ah, okay. I thought you were saying that I had basically a mental disorder. I probably have several. What do you mean? What kind of English are you? Tuesday's curry, Wednesday steak, Sunday. No. Every day is curry day. Rex, happy festival, buckwheat. Ugh, yuck. Food is now cooking. We have about 12 minutes until they're done. Guys, I'm going to wrap it. Thank you so much for joining me on my lovely little seaside venture, coast of the Black Sea, in Anapa. There we go, lounge beach. So I'm going to head back towards the car now. So we're going to wander along because my wife and our daughter are looking at me with daggers. So we were going here for a bit of laser tattoo removal, but they're not open today, which is a shame. Yeah, I'm going to have a little wander along now. heading back towards the car, which is about 1 kilometre away. So I'll take you along. Why not? But certainly, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to ask me anything. Furby, ta-ta for now. Spiderbite, bye. Nice chat. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll come for a walk. Oh, okay, fair enough. I've got to give it to you. Living in Australia. You boys are a different breed. You really are. You've got all that hanging upside down malarkey. And every fucking thing in Australia wants to bite you, stab you, or sting you. I don't like spiders. So that's the end of that. I don't mind snakes. I quite like snakes. I quite like fishes. But them horrible things with 8 legs, I do not do. And you've got lots of them. So you can sleep well at night knowing that I will never, ever visit Australia. But here's our aqua park. As you can see, it's in a state of disassembly. So as soon as the season ends, as soon as they close it, they're straight onto it. Straight onto the maintenance. And then they prepare it through the off season, ready for next year. Sometimes they change the slides around, sometimes they change the theme, the paint, etc. But it is every year. So it's really cool. Lots of kiosk shops, boutiques. This is an interesting building. This is 1959, I think. Yeah, no, 54. There you go, 1954. And it says, I have no clue. What does it say? Right, we've got splatted spider on the end. Splatted spider is cat's arse, so that's jopper, so that's j on the end. So first word, Z-O, I'm going to go with L-O-T-O-I. Zolotoi. And then we got P-L-Y-J, plage. Zolotoi plage, maybe. Plage. I don't know. Alex, how bad was that? Oh. I'm a woman, but it's good here. Don't see many spiders, really. Yuck. Horrible things. When you say you don't see many, does that mean you only see 2 a day? A friend of mine went to California to live, and he, silly fool, visited it 3 times, and he visited it at the same time of year every time he went. So thought it was wonderful. Then he moved there and found that in the winter it was unbearable. He couldn't go outside, and in the summer he had to have his house smoke bombed because of the tarantulas. So he stayed 18 months and came home. Goes back to my whole point earlier about climate. You've got to know where you're moving to. Humming silence. You're British? Yeah, I guess. British, English. You're going over there. Okay, sweetie. Just saying so I don't lose you. All right, then. But you've got to worry about losing me. I've got the car keys. Oh. British, yeah, English, British, whatever you want to call me. Don't know. We're all a bunch of mongrels now, aren't we? Let's face it. It's one big melting pot. What is being British anymore? Don't know. That red back, my photo's in my shed. Ugh. Wow, it's nice. It is nice. It's beautiful. I love this town. I really do. Love coming down here. I'm really looking forward to Christmas because all along it, last year we had Chinese New Year as well, all celebrated here. Lots of installations and lights and Chinese lanterns and all sorts going on. So I'll show you this place at Christmas. So subscribe. Have a look out for us for Christmas. And watch some of the videos that I've already done if you're interested. You won't like every video I've done. You might find something that you do like. Poppers are almost done. Smell great. Oh, Delta. Don't. Not everything kills here, really. Be honest. Golden Beach, yeah. Yeah, got a load of leaves on it now because it's obviously that time of year. 2 or 3 a day, yeah, see? 2 or 3 a year is too many. In fact, I nearly burnt the house down. We've built a house here in Russia. It's a lovely house. Very happy with the house. Again, check out my videos. You'll see the house. Love our house. I nearly burnt it the other day because I saw the biggest spider I've ever seen in real life, not on the TV. It wasn't by Australian standards, but by mine it was. Horrible thing. Bloody great thing it was. Tattoos on it. They were all spelt wrong as well. It was proper hard. So yeah, it was call the wife and get her to deal with it or burn the house down. Luckily, she wasn't far away, so she heard me screaming. Came and dealt with it. But I was ready for the matches, I tell you. I'm showing you a tree. I think I lost the wife and then thought, oh, got scared. What are these? What would you call that? Golden what? Lioness? Jaguar? Something or other. It's a cat. There's a bunny. Bunny's the same size as I am. So we had a little concert going on here earlier. All different performers. It's kind of cool. We've got an outdoor screen showing stuff. Never seen an outdoor screen with football on it, interestingly enough. Well, interesting if you're into football, I'm not. So for me, it's a godsend. Give your little introduction, what you do, where you studied. What I do, as little as possible. I used to be in the corporate world, working for a large German automobile manufacturer with 3 letters, sounding very, very similar to BMW. So that's what I did till I retired. Retired through choice, not through age, before anybody says it. I'm still young, I'm still only 21 for the 36th time. Yeah, automotive industry for 33 years. Prior to that, I was a gunsmith. So, yeah, don't ask how you go from one to the other. It's a long story. Bird eating spider in my house once. Oh no! See that? Just burn it. Just burn it. Just burn it. Love thy neighbour and on the buses. I do. I am that old. Stuffed jalapenos are great. Yeah. Shush. Golden Beach. Ah. Now I'm with you. That's what. Right. Yes. Big and airy. I've been described as many things. They're beautiful. Do you know what? I'm fascinated by spiders. I think they're amazing. I love to look at them. I just don't like it when they move and they're not behind glass. You caught it and put it outside. I'd have stabbed it. No, I wouldn't. That's a lie. I wouldn't have got that close. I'd have just burnt the house. Told you. You can always get another house. Furby. True story. Poppers are done. You've got to be careful where you say that. Not everybody will necessarily understand you. Not in the way you think. Maria Baxa, Russia? Question mark. Yeah. It is indeed. Russia. Now, here's a good example of how Russians are not wired the same way. Look at that. LA. Los Angeles. Yeah, for sale. How many Russian clothing brands or anything Russian is for sale in your town? Can you go to a shop and buy Russian clothing? Not talking about the quality or whatever, but could you go to a shop that says Volgograd on it or Moscow? Moscow's probably the easiest one. Could you? Could you go and buy a t-shirt that says Moscow on it or a coat? No, of course you can't. Because you've been reprogrammed to believe Russia bad. The Russians aren't wired like that. They understand that a country is made up of people. And as has been said to me many times, why should I hate you? I don't know you. What have you done to me? And they're not wired the same as the West. We follow like sheep what our media tells us to do. This week we've got to hate Russians. A couple of years ago we had to hate the French. Well, we've always got to hate the French. You know that. Why? Don't know. Just have to hate the French, don't we? They're terrible people, apparently. I don't know why. We're brought up to hate the French. Same as the French. Brought up to hate the English. The roast beefs. Why? Don't know. That's what the media tells us to do. It's only when you come out of that stupid world where you're controlled that you look back in it and think, oh my God. So I live in that programmed world. Yep. Corsica. It's not, of course. But some lovely pictures of our town. Look at that. I think that's the peninsula between the Azov Sea and the Black Sea. Now, so this is all around me. This is the Clifftop Walk. These are the Greek ruins. This is one of the walkways down to the sea. Not sure where that is. Might be the next town. Oh, yeah, Suko, I think. It's lovely there. I'm going to go to Suko soon. So Suko is a local area where I was lucky enough to be invited by a lovely lady called Oksana and her husband, where they had a medieval castle and a medieval, I suppose you call it a jousting night, where riding on horseback and telling a story about a couple of knights trying to seek the princess's hand. It was awesome, freaking awesome. So it's a lovely area. I will be going back there next season, hopefully for the first show of the season, and doing a full-length video or a couple of videos from there. Oksana, if you're watching, thank you very much. Still very grateful for that. But the region itself, Suko, is really, really pretty. It's very famous. People come from all over the world to film it. So you're going to get to see it for free. So keep watching. We shall be going there shortly. Not now, but next few days. To show you the trees growing in the middle of the lake. And not on an island, just out the ground, straight out of the water. Awesome. Right. Blimey, chat's livened up again. I worked at Winchester for a while, years ago, as in Winchester Armory. Spiders hunt worse shit. Ugh. No, not like that. Thank you, Delta. I'm glad you got my stupid English. Right, here's my biggest problem. I'm English. No, bear with me. We are known for our sarcasm. English humour, very sarcastic. Mine is sarcastic sarcasm. So 99% of the time, I'm hilarious. I crack myself up something mental. I'm literally crying inside. And most of the time people don't get me. A lot of people think that I'm serious sometimes, and I'm rarely serious. Rarely. If somebody pisses me off. But you've got to be a bit of a dick to piss me off, to be honest. I don't like being treated badly. I don't like being let down. That irritates me. But no, most of the time, vast majority of the time, I'm just an idiot. But I do get misunderstood, and it's because of my British sarcastic sarcasm. So imagine a normal British person that's sarcastic, and then double it, you have me, Exhibit A, prize idiot. Maybe the spider went next door, yeah. Bob along, you in Russia now, or bow? You in Russia bow? I'm going to go with you meant now. As in right now? Yes, right this second, right on this live, I am. This is Russia. This is Anapa on the coast of the Black Sea, 60 miles from Crimea, which is in that direction. So let's see if I can find a bit of Russian writing for you. That's something you see a lot of as well. Russians with bicycles and bells on them. They're often cycling around where pedestrians are. Stolovar. So these are very common. And if you're from the UK, you think that's a bar. Well, it's not. It's really, I don't want to call it basic food, but it's more your home cooked style of foods. You'll see stolovars all over the place. Stolovars. And that, now if you're from the UK, you're going to read that as war wash something or other. Well, that actually says shashlik. And that one there says shama. Shama and shashlik. It's funny how I know the words for food, isn't it? I also know the word for beer. That's piva. And the word for wine, which is vino. No surprise. Big and scary, isn't he? Look at him. Zamok. Zamok Strana. Strana? Straha? Something like that. Apteka. That's what that says. It's not Anteka, it's Apteka. That's a chemist. To us, pharmacy. They're everywhere. Lots and lots of them. You try and catch up with your questions. Still too hot, got to wait a moment. Well, you can eat and read. These cardigans were very daggy. The what? Those cardigans were very daggy. Okay. Or don't fill your heart with like daggy. Yeah. Yeah. See, daggy to me is like an Irish pikey talking about a dog. It's a dag. Got daggies everywhere. Have Jesus. Little inland waterway here. To see when the tide comes in, it all flows in through here. This bridge was recently rebuilt because the storm wrecked it. It was just a very small bridge before. Rickety old thing, storm wrecked it, and then it's all been rebuilt and clad with stainless steel on the outside. So it's reflective, so it kind of, I won't say it blends in with the surroundings, but it's kind of cool. They've gone to that effort. Do you like what? Philosophy or any religion? Religion, no. I don't like religion, I don't dislike religion. I don't really have a comment on religion other than there's lots of it. It's a job to know which one to follow, isn't it, really? Which God's right? Because apparently there's only one true God, but that's 3,000 times over, so I don't know. It's all a bit confusing to me. Only got a small brain. A dag is the wool and poo that hangs from a sheep's bottom. Is it? We call them clag nuts. Ignore the kitty, Chris. You don't need another. Yep, he's deaf. Perfect. Didn't hear me. You have to go. The cat's out here. Do you see the man laying down with his hat over his nuts? Big mush. So, spot fishing, very popular here. Very, very popular fishing. Always somebody fishing. Don't know what they're going to catch, but there's loads of wildlife here. So all of this was built in the last 12, 18 months. When we first came here, this was just under construction. It was just a building site. But you've got a lovely rooftop bar there and sun terrace, restaurants. Really nice. Lovely little area. Got some hippos coming out of the ground, look. Poppers are quite nice. Bacon adds great flavour. Apparently so. I'll have a popper, please. Behave yourselves. My family's also very sarcastic. Yeah, mine's not. My dad was very funny, but not sarcastic funny. This is a skill I've developed myself through many, many years of being an idiot. It's a skill I think I've perfected. I'm Aussie, dry, sarcastic. I understand the pommy humour. Perfect, thank you. Canteen, yeah. They're uneven in size, unfortunately, so it looks like one. Talking about the poppers. Is Halloween big over there? Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, obviously, because it was last year. I haven't had Halloween this year yet. There were quite a lot of shops selling Halloweeny kind of stuff. I don't think there's any trick or treating. I don't think you've got kids coming and banging on your door asking for sweeties. I think Russians are just a bit more respectful than that. I don't know, I might be wrong. But I just don't think that would sit well with the Russian culture. I don't think Russians would feel comfortable doing that. Piva, vodka restaurant, only Russian words my husband knows. Yeah, see, exactly. Restaurant is Pektopar. We all know that. More shawarma. God knows what that says. Shashlik. Lots of parks. Some of these shops empty. It's end of season, so they were just closed. They're not empty. They're just closed because it's end of season. It's a resort town. Lots of electric scooters. This is a common place to find them. Just walk up the one, scan the QR code, away you go. A lot of stuff is done to your telephone number here, including your banking. So you can scan a QR code and it will take the money out of your bank. Busy on the weekend, yes indeed. You walked past cars a little while ago. And the bridge is nice, yeah. Greetings from the Netherlands. Transcendental agitation. Hi Chris, I'm definitely watching and we are really oh, lovely to see you, Oksana. It's okay. We went there first Saturday, last Saturday. We've had the sports company. Oh, cool. I'm desperate to get over there. I wanted to go today, so I want to go and see the leaves before they fall off the trees.